Welcome back, guys. So this is problem set number 2, fundamentals of algebra. For the first problem, we have if 16 is 4 more than 4x, find 5x minus 1. So you have the expression 16. So 16 is, so we have 16 that is equals. So 16 is means equals 4. More than is addition, that is plus 4x. So we solve for x. So we subtract 4 to both sides. We have 16 minus 4 equals 4x. So 16 minus 4, we have 12 equals 4x. So we divide both sides by 4. We have x equals, we have 3. So the expression 5x minus 1, we have 5x minus 1 is equal to, we have 5 times, so x is 3 minus 1. So we have 15 minus 1, so we have 14. So 5x minus 1 equals 14. Find x in x plus 1 over 3 plus 2x over 4 is equal to 47 minus 2x. You have x plus 1 all over 3 plus 2x over 4 equals 47 minus 2x. So this is x plus 1 over 3. So we have 2 over 4, that is 1/2. So we have x over 2 equals 47 minus 2x. So we can combine these two. So the LCD is, so we have 6 as the LCD. We have 2 times x plus 1 plus we have 3 times x all over. We have 3 times 2. We have 47 minus 2x. So we have here 2x plus 2 plus 3x over 6, that is equal to 47 minus 2x. So we can multiply 6 to both sides. We have, so we can add here this first, 2x plus 3x, we have 5x. So plus 2 is equal to 6 times 47 minus 2x. We have here 5x plus 2 is equal to 6 times 47 minus, so 6 times negative 2, we have negative 12. So we have negative 12x. And we can transpose, we add 12x to both sides. We have 5x plus 12x is equal to, so we can transpose 2 to the other side. We can subtract 2 both sides. So we have 6 times 47 minus 2. So 5x plus 12x, we have 17x equal to 6 times 47 minus 2. So we can divide 17 to both sides. So we have x as 6 times 47 minus 2 all over, we have 17. You can use our calculator. You have 6 times 47, you have minus 2 all over 17. So we have 16.47. That is letter A. Find the value of x in the equations. We have 10 times 1 over x plus 1 over y, that is equal to a over a. So we divide a to both sides. So this is equal to 1. So we divide 10 both sides. We have 1 over x plus 1 over y, that is equal to 1/10. So we have our first equation. For the second equation, we have 2 times 3 over x, quantity 3 over x minus 4 over y equals a over a. So we divide a, we also divided a to both sides, so we have 1. Dividing 2 to both sides, we have 3 over x minus 4 over y, that is 1/2. So we have our second equation. So we have two equations and we have two unknowns, so we can solve for x here. So from equation 1, we have 1 over y, that is equal to 1/10 minus, so we have 1 over x. So we subtract 1 over x to both sides. So we can substitute this from equation 1 to the second equation. So we have 3 over x, we have minus 4, this is 1 over y, 4 times 1 over y, so 1 over y is, we have 1/10 minus 1 over x, so we have 1/2. You have one equation, one unknown, so we can solve for x here. You have 3 over x minus 4/10, so this is negative 4 times negative, that is a positive, so plus 4 over x, that is equal to 1/2. We have 3 over x plus 4 over x is equal to 1/2 plus 4/10. So we have 1/2 plus 4/10, this is, so we have 9/10. So here we have 4, so 3 over x, plus 4 over x equals 9 over 10. We can multiply x to both sides. So x times 3 over x, that is 3. We have 3 plus 4, so we have 9/10 x. This is 7, so we have 7 is equal to 9/10 over x. So x is, so 10 is multiplied to 7 and divided by 9, so we have 10 times 7 over 9, so we have 70 over 9 as the value of x. So we have letter C as our final answer. So find the values of x and y from the equations. So we have x minus 4y plus 2. Here we have 2x plus y minus 4 equals 0. We need to multiply this by 2 in order for us to have the same 2x expression for both equations. So we have 2x, we have from equation 1, we have 2x minus 4y plus 2 equals 0. So we have equation 2, this is 2x plus y minus 4 equals 0. So this is, so 2 times x, so we have 2x, so we have 2 times negative 4, this is negative 8. We have 2 times 2, that is positive 4. So this is plus y minus 4. So in order to eliminate this x, so we can subtract this two equations. So 2x minus 2x, that is 0. We have negative 8y minus y, this is negative 9y. We have 4 minus negative 4, that is positive 8. We have 0. We have here, so 9y, that is equal to 8. We can divide 9 to both sides, so we have y equals 8 over 9. So the answer is either B or C. So let's solve for x. So using either of the two equations. So we have So we can use 2x plus y minus 4 or x minus 4y plus 2. So let's use the first equation. So we have x minus 4y. So we have y here. That is 8/9 plus 2. That is equal 0. So we have x minus. So we have 4 times 8. This is. So we have 32 over 9 plus 2 equals 0. So we have x. We have here. Can transpose this to the other side. So we have 32 over 9 minus 2. We have the LCD, that is 9. We have 32 minus. So 9 times 2. This is 18. So this is over 9. So 32 minus 18. That is. So we have 14. So x is 14 over 9. So we have y 8/9. We have x 14/9. We have letter C. So for the value of x and y. So we have 4x plus 2y is equal to 5 for the first equation. For the second equation, we have 13x minus 3y equals 2. So we can also use substitution for this and elimination. So you can use those two. So I recommend for you to use elimination. So for example, for this, so for the first equation, we have 4x plus 2y equals 5. So for the second, we have 13x minus 3y equals 2. Multiply this by 3 in order to make this 6y, and this multiply this by 2. We have our first equation, second equation. So we have 3 times 4, that is 12x plus 6y equals 15. For the second equation, you have 2 times 13, that is 26x minus, so we have 2 times 3, that is 6y equals 4. So now we can add this. We don't subtract because this is a negative. So 6y plus negative 6y, that is 0. So here we have 12x plus 26x, that is, we have 38x. So 6y plus negative 6y, that is 0. So this is 15 plus 4, this is 19. So we have 38x equals 19. So we divide both sides by 38. So we have x as, you have 1/2. So in this choices, we have letter B. Basically, we have letter B as the answer already. So because there are no other choices, that gives us x as 1/2. So let's solve for y. We substitute this to either the first or second equation. So I prefer the first equation. So we have 4x. So x is, we have 1/2 here, plus 2y equals 5. So 4 over 2, that is 2. So plus 2y equals 5. So we have 2y equals 5 minus 2. That is 3. So we have y as 3/2. We have y is equal to 3/2 and x equals 1/2. We can also use our calculator technique to solve this. So in our calculator, we have here mode equation 5. So as you can see, you have here a sub nx plus b sub ny is equal to c sub n. We have here this form. So the form is ax plus by equals c. So this form is already correct. So we can input the coefficients. So we have 1. For the first equation, we have for x, we have 4 as the coefficient 4. So for y, we have 2. And the constant is, we have 5. For the second equation, you have 13, coefficient of x, and we have negative 3 as the coefficient of y, and 2 as the constant. So we press equals, so it automatically gives you the roots. So we press equals. So you press equals, it automatically gives you x and you have the y. Solve for the value of x and y in the following equation. So we have 2x squared minus 3y squared is equal to 6. We have 3x squared plus 2y squared is equal to 35. So we can use elimination in order to solve for x and y. So let's eliminate y by multiplying this first equation by 2 and multiplying the second equation by 3. The first equation be 4x squared minus 6y squared is equal to 12. The second equation will be 9x squared plus 6y squared is equal to, you have 35 times 3, that is 105. So now we can add the two equations. So 4x squared plus 9x squared, that is 13x squared is equal to 117. So x squared is equal to 117 over 13. So x squared is equal to 9. So therefore x is equal to positive or negative 3. For y, can substitute this value there. So we have x squared as 9. So that is, so 4 times 9 for the first equation minus 6y squared is equal to 12. So 6y squared is equal to 4 times 9, that is, we have 36 minus 12. We have 6y squared, that is equal to, we have 24. So y squared equals 24 over 6. So y squared equals 4. Therefore, y is equal to plus or minus 2. You have x as positive or negative 3. And we have y as positive or negative 2. So that is letter A. Solve for the simultaneous equations. So you have 3 equations, 3 unknown. We have, for the first equation, we have x and y as the variable. For the second, we have x and z. So this is the first. Second, for the third equation, we have y and z as the variable. You have 3 equations and 3 unknowns. So for equation 1, we can say that y is equal to negative 4 minus x. So the only equation that contains y is 1 and equation 3. We can substitute this equation 1 to equation 3. We have for y, so that is y plus z for equation 3 plus 1 equals 0. So we can substitute this y here. The negative 4 minus x plus z plus 1 equals 0. You can say that z minus x minus 3 equals 0. So as you can see, for equation 2, we have x and z as a variable, and we have this resulting equation from equation 1 and equation 3. So for equation 3, we have x plus z minus 1 equals 0. So it's either z or x can be eliminated. So let's say we eliminate z, we subtract these two equations. So z minus z, that is 0. So negative x minus x, that is negative 2x. So negative 3 minus negative 1, that is 3. Negative 3 plus 1, that is negative 2. So we have equals 0. So negative 2x, that is equal to 2. We divide both sides by negative 2. We have x as negative 1. So we can find now y from the first equation. So let's see. So x plus y. So y equals negative 4. So x is negative 1 plus y equals negative 4. So y equals negative 4 plus 1. So y is negative 3. So using the value of y, you can find the z for the third equation, or you can use x and use the second equation. So let's use the third equation. So y is equal to negative 3. So from equation 3, we have y, that is negative 3 plus z plus 1 equals 0. So negative 3 plus 1, that is negative 2. We have z minus 2 equals 0. So z is 2. So we have this answer. So x is negative 1, y is negative 3, and z is 2. You have letter C. We can also use our calculator technique to solve this. So let's open our calculator. Here we can use mode equation, so that is 5. So we have here 2, that is for 3 equations, 3 unknown. So the position of the constant is after the equal sign. So we have 2. So for the first equation, for the coefficient of x, you have 1. For y, you have also 1. And for z, since we don't have a z variable for equation 1, that is 0. So for d, the constant, we have negative 4. For the second equation, you have for x, coefficient is 1. We don't have y as a variable, so that is 0. For z, you have 1. And for the constant, we transpose this to the other side, so you have 1. So for the third equation, you don't have x, so therefore the coefficient is 0. For y, you have 1. For z, you have 1. When we transpose this to the other side, you have negative 1. And you have there the values of x, negative 1. For y, you have negative 3. For z, you have 2. So for x, that satisfies the equation 6x squared minus 7x minus 5 equals 0 as completely as possible. So we can use the quadratic formula in order to find the roots of this quadratic equation. So we have the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So in this equation, you have a, coefficient is 6. You have b, the coefficient is negative 7. And you have c, the coefficient is negative 5. So the quadratic formula is given by x, that is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. You have x. So for b, you have negative 7, that is negative times b, it's negative 7. And the square root here, that's why you have plus or minus here. That is plus or minus square root of b squared, that is negative 7 squared minus 4. So you have a6. We have c as negative 5. So over 2 times a, that is 6. So x equals, you have negative 7 times negative, that is 7, plus or minus, we have 7 squared, that is 49. So you have 4 times 5, that is 20, times 6, that is 120. So negative times negative, that is positive. So positive 120. So that is over 2 times 6, that is 12. You have x equals, so you have 7 plus or minus the square root of, you have here 169 over 12. For the square root of 169, you have 13. So x equals 7 plus or minus 13 over 12. So x equals, we have 7 plus 13 over 12, or 7 minus 13 over 12. So for this x equals, so you have 20 over 12, or you have 7 minus 13, that is negative 6 over 12. So lowest term is, so you have 20 over 12, that is, divide by 4, that is 5/3. Or negative 6 over 12, that is negative 1/2. So you have 5/3 or negative 1/2. You can also use our calculator technique. So using again the mode equation function. You have here mode, that is equation, so 5. So for quadratic, you have 3. So the position of the constant is before the equal sign. So you must always remember the positions of the constant because it has different forms. So for 3. So for the coefficient of x squared, you have 6. For 7, you have negative. For x, you have negative 7. And for constant, you have negative 5. So you have 5/3 and negative 1/2. So for x in the expression 3 raised to x times 5 raised to x plus 1 is equal to 6 raised to x plus 2. So here we are required to find the exponent x. So we can use logarithm. So when you say logarithm, it is actually an exponent. For example, you have n equals b raised to x. Therefore, logarithm of base b n is equal to x. This means that the base must be raised to x in order to obtain a certain number n. So that's for the basics of logarithm. So you have some rules on laws of logarithms. So we have the logarithm of a product, that is log xy. For example, you have two expression x and y, that is equal to log x plus logarithm of y. For a quotient, you have logarithm of x over y, that is logarithm of x minus logarithm of y. You also have the exponent, logarithm of x raised to n, that is just equal to n logarithm of x. We have two types of logarithm. We have the common logarithm. In this example, logarithm, this expression log, is actually a common logarithm. We also have what we call ln, or natural logarithm. So the only difference is that ln has a constant base. So this is b is what you call the base. For ln, the constant base is the e, or the Euler. This is the Euler number. This is approximately equal to 2.718. So that's the base of a natural logarithm. And you can use either of the two, the common or the natural logarithm. So using the natural logarithm, we can take the natural logarithm to both sides. So we have ln, so that is 3 raised to x times 5 raised to x plus 1 equals ln 6 raised to x plus 2. So from the laws of logarithm, we can write this as ln 3 raised to x plus ln 5 raised to x plus 1. So ln 6 raised to x plus 2. So from the laws of logarithm again, we can write this as x, bring down the exponent, so we have x ln 3 plus x plus 1 times ln 5 equals x plus 2 times ln 6. ln 3 times x plus ln 5 times x plus ln 5 equals, so ln 6 times x plus 2 ln 6. We can factor out all the x's, so we have, so ln 3 plus ln 5. So we transpose this ln 6 to the other side. We have minus ln 6. That is equal to, we have 2 ln 6 minus, we transpose ln 5 to the other side since it's a constant. So we have ln 5. So this is times x. We have x as 2 ln 6 minus ln 5 all over. So we have ln 3 plus ln 5 minus ln 6. So using our calculator, we have, we have 2 ln 6 minus ln 5 all over. We have ln 3 minus, or plus, I mean, ln 5 minus ln 6. We have 2.1544. So 2.1544. So that is the value of x. You can also use shift solve. So it's the easiest way to solve this equation. So you have, just type in the equation. You have 3 alpha x mean raised to x, alpha x times 5 raised to alpha x plus 1. We have alpha calc, alpha equals 6 raised to, we have x plus 2. So you press shift solve. So when using shift solve, don't forget to put a limit. So for here, you have a maximum value of 2.4. So let's say you put there 2.4, so that it will try only values up to 2.4. So it will be easier for your calculator to solve this. You can put multiply here, the shift solve. So you have 2.1544. We have here a similar problem. So we can also take the logarithm or natural logarithm of both sides. Let's try log. So logarithm of So you have 3 raised to 7x plus 1 equals logarithm of 6561. So we have 7x plus 1 times the quantity, logarithm of 3 equals logarithm of 6561. So divide both sides by logarithm of 3. So we have 7x plus 1 equals logarithm of 6561 over logarithm of 3. We have subtract 1 to both sides, then divide it by 7 to extract x. So you have x equals, so logarithm of 6561 over logarithm of logarithm of 3 minus 1 what is over 7. So you have x as, we have logarithm of 6561 all over logarithm of 3. You have there minus 1 over 7. So you have x equals, so x equals 1. You can also try shift solve. So solve for u in the following expression. So you have u squared is equal to the square root of 1 minus the square root of 1 minus the square root of 1 minus to infinity. So this is a tricky problem. So you have u equals square root of 1 minus, so it keeps on repeating until infinity. So the technique to solve this is to square both sides. So squaring both sides, you have, so u squared, so u squared, so this is actually 1 minus, so this is actually squared, so this is exponent 1/2. So you have square both sides, so that is u squared equals, so 1/2 times 2, that is 1. So you have 1 minus as you can see, this expression is actually just equal to u. So you have there u, meaning you have u squared equals 1 minus u. So you have u squared plus u minus 1 equals 0. We have modes equation, so that is 5. So quadratic, that is 3. We have for the square variable, so you have 1 coefficient. So for the first degree variable, you have 1, and for the constant, you have negative 1. So you have values 0.618, so that is letter B. And the other one is, you have negative 1.618, so that is letter B. So for this problem, if x to the 3/4 power equals 8, then x equals, you have x raised to 3/4 equals 8. So you have x equals, so in order to eliminate this 3/4, you need to raise both sides by, you have here, let's say 3/4. So you raise both sides by 4/3. So this is basically will be equal to exponent 1. So this is x 8 raised to 4/3. So this will become, so This is 8 raised to 4. So it's a cube root of 8 raised to 4. We have here, cube root is, we have 8 cube, so times 8. That is 8 raised to 4. So the cube root of 8 cube is, of course, that is 8. So you have 8 here. So x equals 8 times the cube root of 8. So the cube root of 8 is, so you have 2. So this is times 2. So x equals, so you have 16. Or you can use your calculator automatic to solve this. So you have, so 8 raised to 4 thirds. So that is 8 raised to 4 thirds. So that's it, guys. So thank you for watching this video. So I hope that you learned from this. Continue to subscribe on my YouTube channel. It's Mechanical Engineering Review and Calculator Techniques. So see you in my next video. It will be all about applications of algebra. See you guys.